On the line right now, two-time champion, everything. Again, he called in earlier, and I don't think he realized we were quite on the air yet. But the Saurus, what's going on, man?
What's good? I had no idea that I was on the air. My bad.
No. You called in. You called in about an hour ago, and we didn't go on the air until 9 o'clock. And I saw you on hold, and I was about to put you on to talk to you and let you know that.
No, that definitely wasn't me. That must have been something else. Because, you know what it was? Is I sent a text to the number that I got, so it must have came in like I was calling.
Oh, I got you. Okay. Yeah, because you were definitely on my hold line.
Right.
It's all good.
We're good. Yeah, no sweat.
What's going on, man? How are you tonight?
I'm chilling. I'm up in the Bay Area right now, just picking up some bread for a fantasy football league that I won this year.
Who did you draft in the first round?
I had the last pick of the round, so I went back-to-back LaShawn McCoy, Drew Brees.
Yeah, that's a pretty dynamic duo there, considering McCoy was first in rushing.
Solid foundation.
Yeah,
definitely,
I hear you.
Definitely a solid foundation. Drew Brees went nuts, too, as long as he was playing indoors.
Yeah, well, congrats on winning the fantasy football league there. A big gambling.
Good looking out. No gamble, no future.
There you go.
Yep. So what's good with
PJ,
you guys?
We're good. We just had some good on-air battles. Eric Foreman just battled Sunny Days, and we had 18th letter. Yeah, Foreman did well. Sunny Days came correct too.
I expected Sunny Days to come correct. Scarf the Boy is kind of a monster, though. You know what I'm saying?
Scarf the Boy. Yeah, no, they both went in, man. It was good. It's going to be a dope one to listen back to. And Roddy and 18th letter killed it too. They went in on each other. That was really dope. But a couple people didn't show, so hopefully 2 full battles went down.
Right.
So who are you battling at Blackout for?
I'm battling one of the 30 people that they announced on the card.
All right. I figure I would.
At least one. I can promise I'm battling one. I can promise I'm battling one person on that card. Well, you never know what else could happen. You know.
Somebody might drop out, and you just decide to step up and battle them as well.
Or I might just have to cook somebody like after their battle or something.
There you go.
Nice.
Yeah, use like archaic throwaway bars or fucking loony throwaway bars. You know what I'm saying?
It's apparently Thesaurus Appreciation Day on RMBVA. I'm not sure.
Is it?
Yeah. I know you've checked a couple of threads, but yeah, there's been a lot of talk about you because you were to be on the show tonight, and you have going in on Disaster on Twitter, and a lot of people want to know whether or not that is real or a fake feud going on between you two.
No, it's not a feud. It's definitely me and him are he's a really good homie of mine. Like, definitely one of the tightest friends that I have in the scene in general, and just like one of my friends outside of the shit. So I definitely give him a hard time, and we sort of go in back and forth on each other, but there's no like bullshit to it. You know what I'm saying? It's not like we're beefing on site in Toronto or anything like that.
Right.
You don't want it.
That's kind of what I figured because, we've seen you guys tweet back and forth before, and anyone who
it always happens. I mean, I'm not gonna let him say something ridiculous without at least having like something sarcastic to say back. You know what I'm saying?
Don't get turned up anytime.
No,
go out.
I've never even I can't even remember one time I've ever been turned up. So when he was talking about it, I was tripping. But I mean, it makes sense. He's a hyperactive dude, so it makes sense, you know.
Yeah.
He's at full volume and full character, like literally anywhere you go.
I was about to say, like, chilling with him. Is it just like like wherever you go, he like might like spaz and start like battling like random people like behind the counter?
Oh yeah, it's a lightweight liability. I like to say, like traveling with him and shit. I like routinely I have to be like, come on, man, you gotta act like a normal human in public, like because he just doesn't. like, he just doesn't have a filter. That's all it is. So, like, if he's thinking of bars or, like, talking to you about lines that he's going to say for a battle, he's doing it in full disaster mode because that's just how he is at all times, and he doesn't realize that maybe it's not appropriate for, like, a restaurant surrounding or, like, an airport surrounding, you know what I'm saying? He's just, like, spouting off faggot bars, like, in line, checking in to get our tickets and shit. But, I mean, he's consistent. He's himself, you know. That's more than you can say for 99% of the people who battle. He's definitely himself.
Very true, man. Is there ever a chance that you guys are gonna have a rematch?
Aspect asked us about it the night before Battle of the Bay 6, and I just told it I was just being hella difficult, and I was just like, nah, you can't afford that. And he was like, no, we can't. Like, we can find a way to make it work. And I was like, I'm gonna be really unreasonable. Like, I don't really have an interest in battling him, but it's not like I would ever say no to, like, 10 racks plus or something, you know what I'm saying? But that's why I would make it a number like that, to where it's a number I can't refuse, and at the same time it's, like, worth it all the way around.
Then you would definitely be more motivated.
Oh, for sure. No question.
Clearly.
I'd be like, friendship's on hold.
How do you feel about, like, you know, like people like Lux and Mook getting like $20K and $40K and all this shit? Do you think it's ridiculous, or do you think, like, you want to?
I mean,
like,
I can't. I mean, yeah, the amount to me, when I say I think it's ridiculous, I don't mean it in a bad way. Like, it's incredible to me. It's almost like unbelievable to me that they were able to create that sort of demand. I think Lux's like this time, whatever, Lux is getting 40 or something like that. I think that today is more worth the 25 Mook got to battle Iron, but I still think they're both pretty insane figures. And it's crazy how, like, especially Mook, he stuck to his guns for like 3 years on some, like, nah, I'm not. If you show me 25K, I'll battle. It was really that simple with him. And he made it happen for himself. I just, like, personally, I could never, like, in all good consciousness, be like, oh, for real, for a half hour of my time, you're going to give me 10 racks or 15 or something? Like, okay, let's do that. And, I mean, whatever, I know that, I guess that comes along with branding and creating the demand for yourself, which he definitely did. I salute that. I mean, I think he probably could have booked, like, over the 3 years that he didn't battle, he probably could have booked a battle each of those years for 20, and he would have made, 2.5 times as much. But it's not like he wasn't doing shit on his own anyways.
Yeah, no, exactly. I mean, he was putting out mixtapes on, like, Rough Riders, I think.
Yeah, exactly. He was definitely, like, doing well for himself, and he put himself in a position to ask for that. And, I mean, obviously, it was reciprocated. And there's a chance he could, I guess, at some point battle again. I don't know who he would battle besides maybe Lux. Again. It doesn't make sense.
I'm personally, I mean, I'm not, like, screaming for another Mook battle. Like,
no, not if it's anything like the Iron one. Hell no.
Yeah. But Lux, I mean, I'm really looking forward to Lux and Hollow for sure.
Oh yeah, that'll be like one of the biggest moments in battle history, let alone like battles. That shit is pretty fucking huge.
Yeah, man, I'm definitely getting that pay-per-view. It's hard. I mean, I just I doubt it can ever live up to what people are expecting, but like still, man, I just it's going to be crazy to see that shit because there's been. I mean, I can't think of the last battle that's had that much lead up to it, that much hype. Like, what else has been that big,
I can't remember any. The closest thing I can remember as far as hype like this was honestly like Mook Solomon, and I expect this to be better than that, like tenfold. I don't see any reason why it wouldn't be. I know Hollow's like doing everything he can to have his best shit. I'm sure Lux wants to improve on his. I mean, his last performance was great, but it's still one to be improved on.
Yeah, I mean, he choked. So
yeah. Yeah, sure. I mean, he won with 2 rounds. That's pretty impressive. But he could definitely, if he got on we don't even know if we heard it. We didn't hear a full 3 in the battle. He had to put out the third round separately and shit. Hopefully that doesn't happen this time.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the last thing I can think of with that type of hype was, I guess, Cannabis Disaster, but it wasn't because, like, obviously because, like, Cannabis was, like, an old battle legend. So it was just because he was...
Yeah, exactly. That was just big transitionally. That was, like, more of an established artist, like, at one point, stepping into the ring, you know?
Yeah. I mean, I actually watched that recently, and I just, like... It's just like, dude, if Cannabis had just, like, yelled time every time he stopped at first, like, he would have had, like, 3 normal rounds, you know?
Oh, yeah.
It's just like the fact that he just keeps, like, shaking his head and staring blankly. That's like, dude, call fucking time, dude. What the hell, man?
It's fucked up, too, that, like, the awkward moments in that battle of him fucking up are, like, more memorable than Diz's. But that wasn't even, like... I mean, yeah, Diz did a great job in the battle, period, but that was, like, some of the best shit he's, like, ever written overall for any battle, and it's fucked up that it just kind of gets overlooked because of how much of, like, a clown Cannabis was, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, exactly. I mean, the fact that Cannabis fucked up so bad and has all those, like, retarded quotables is, like, you know, that's people from that battle. It probably got it more... you know, it's been said before, probably got it more, like, attention than if he had, like, a decent performance, you know? I'm like,
I agree with that. I definitely agree with that because it went viral within, like, an hour of the event. That shit was crazy.
Yeah, like, I mean, that was one of the only battles up until then where I, like, because, like, you know, I barely know anybody who fucks with battles, but when I would tell people, oh, Cannabis is battling, like, a lot of people were like, yo, he's my favorite, and so, like, after that shit, I was, like, Facebooking all these people like, yo, look what happened to your boy, and people just be like, what the fuck? And it's like heartbroken, you know, like just, what the hell, you know?
I was in the crowd next to a couple of Cannabis fans, and they were just not taking it well at all. They were so devastated just watching him, just round by round, just crumble. That shit was fucked up. It was like traumatizing for some of these kids.
Yeah, dude, I imagine so, man. I imagine that was really tough for
it had to be. For sure. He has just some diehard rap fans that follow him and shit, and especially, like, I don't know, hella, like, conspiracy theorists and shit that be fucking with him. So I'm sure they were tripping on it, you know, coming up with their own justifications for it.
There's like a blog that came out right after it, and it's like, I got abducted by aliens, and that's why my arm... What's that?
It had to have been fake, but whoever did it is fucking great. That shit was so funny. That shit, like, I didn't know. The crazy thing is, the first couple of times I read it, like, based on just my brief interaction with Cannabis and how he was during the battle and how he comes off in actual interviews, like, I didn't dismiss the fact that could have been real at first. I was like, oh, this dude's really bugging. Like, damn. And then I found out that it was fake. And I mean, it's still, I don't know if it's 100% confirmed either way, but if, you know, if he openly, like, admitted that he wrote that after the battle, I would believe it.
He was like, I was trying to escape the alien compound, and I tripped and busted my arm, and that's why I was in a sling and shit. I was like, all right, cool.
I heard it was because, he said it was because of customs or some shit, I think, is that why he got his arm in a sling.
Oh.
Yeah, he said something like,
I'm under the impression that he's either a Canadian citizen that's not allowed back over there, or something along those lines. I don't know exactly what it is, but I think he, like, got roughed up by customs or some shit. That's what someone was saying at the event. Maybe it was M80, his fucking scumbag-ass lawyer.
Yeah, so wait, but that M80's also a rapper, right?
M80?
Yeah,
I mean, that's a pretty generous term to call him, but yeah, he raps.
Well, yeah, he raps, not rapper.
Yeah.
But
I saw a video of his. Yeah, he's just trying to be down. That's his deal. He's just trying to be hip and shit.
Yeah, no. I mean, I remember watching the video and thinking, this guy looks really out of place. What the hell? What the hell is this?
Such a fucking square. Lush, who rides on that dude so hard. It's the funniest shit ever. That shit is great.
You had a busy 2013. Battling guys like DNA and Hunter Bullet, Deadman, John, Sid Vicious. Out of all your battles in 2013, what's the performance that you were happiest with?
Wow, probably the John one, especially because it was at the Bay. I was pretty happy with the Deadman too, but I had like a little slip up in the Deadman battle. So probably the John one, just because I had a flip every round. I hadn't battled in the Bay in so long, so it just felt like so natural and easy to get the lines out. Like I wasn't worried about it at all. DNA could have been, but the crowd was hella weird. And that's probably like my favorite writing that I had of the year, but I mean, it was just like a weird vibe overall.
There was
so probably
no reaction in like any of those battles.
Yeah, it was hella strange. I was like, damn, this is apparently like smart. Toronto's a smart crowd too, because I mean, I didn't think it was that overhead like the shit I was doing, but whatever. As long as I get the Lush one reactions, I'm good. He gets every line, so it's all good.
Lush one does get every line, no matter who is rapping. He gets the reference. Or
straight up, he really does.
He gets it, and he gets it immediately. Like, I think even before the rapper gets the line out, he just knows what's coming, and he just automatically, he's reacting to it.
He's a hella well-versed, like, well-read dude. I want to say he had something, like, when he was in college or whatnot, I want to say it was something to do with literature. Like, I know he's definitely, like, an articulate writer, but dude is just really well-versed. He, like, reminds me of Bender just as far as, being, I don't know, just a well-versed human being mentally. Dude is a trip.
We got a couple of questions from our forum here from RMBVA.
Oh,
one person wants.
Yeah, hey, shout out RMBVA.
Yeah, one person wants to know how you came up with the name Thesaurus, or how you stuck with
it. It originally was the Saurus. That, like, when I was in high school and shit, I was MC Source. And then it changed from MC Source to The Source. But then, obviously, there's the Source Mag, so I made it more of a play on words just to not have any, like, immediate attachment to the Source magazine.
Huh.
Yep.
That's dope, man. I didn't think that. I just figured you were thinking of, like, a thesaurus and switching it. Yeah.
Word. No, I mean, back when I started freestyling, I fucked with the thesaurus a little bit just to get away from, like, repeating myself. But, yeah, it was just a play on the name The Source, and then Thesaurus just stuck, and then I liked the way it was 2 words and whatnot. I thought it was kind of tight.
Sorry, go ahead.
This person wants to know, since you're a big card fan, he wants to know who your ace, king, queen, and jack of battle rap are. Ace being top dog all time, king being best of right now, queen being best female, and jack being best newcomer.
Wow.
That's question, I know.
All right, best of all time. The ace, I would, I guess, have to go with either probably like Verb or Lux. That's just like a personal preference. I've always fucked with Verb, like for years. I thought he was just the dude. But Lux is someone you always have to throw in the discussion, especially when you're talking all time. King, right now, personally, I think B-Magic is the dude. He's so good, and every line is good, every setup's good. And I know a lot of people think right now Clips is the dude, but B-Magic beat Clips this year, and Clips is like invincible year. B-Magic, whatever, people can say debatably beat him. No, that wasn't debatable. B-Magic's the dude. Queen, best female. I've always been a huge Young Gaddis fan. I always think that just her overall, like, she's animated as fuck. She does more than just say the words that are on the paper, which is what you get with a lot of the female battlers that aren't as comfortable. Gaddis is so comfortable as herself and so aggressive. Her lines are hella multi-layered. Like, she has shit that appeals to everybody. Super smart, like, way more technical than she gets credit for. So definitely her. And then the Jack, the up-and-comer, damn, that's tough. Two names come to mind. Rum Nitty, who I just think is really dope and definitely like a refreshing addition to especially the Fresh Coast and shit, but it's really tight that he's on the Blackout card. But then internationally, I would say Soul. That dude gets better every battle. His writing is fucking retarded. He just bagged Low. I know some people aren't going to want to admit that, especially Low's like ride or dies on the forums and shit. Soul bagged him.
He killed Low.
Dog, that shit was so tight. And Soul's just, like, his writing is so fucking good. And now he's gotten comfortable delivering it to where, you know, it's there's more fluidity. It's not as choppy as it once was. Like, he's always been a great writer. He just used to, I guess, not as comfortable as him, like, just the battler. But now, I don't know. I don't see anybody out there beating him if he were to be given, like, a title shot.
Oh, for a DF?
What up?
You said a title shot for DF? Is that what you're talking about?
Oh, yeah, for Don't Flop, yeah.
Yeah. That makes sense. Him or, yeah, I mean, obviously, I would say Shoddy, but he looks like he ain't going back there. Seems like, did you hear about all, like, the craziness with Don't Flop on Twitter today with, like, Bama Lamb and Body Bagnall leaving and some shit like that?
I heard that Liam announced that it was, like, his last event this weekend, and then Bama Lamb was basically like, well, if Liam's done, then I'm done. Yeah, that's fucking crazy to me. That's news to me for sure. I assumed that Liam was going to, like, move on to other shit, because I know he films, like, a lot of stuff outside of just the battle shit. He and Abo are definitely really similar. Like, they both have things going for them involving filming outside of battling that they're super consumed by.
Yeah.
I was hella surprised that Bamalam was basically just like, well, that's my dude. Like, if he's out, I'm out. I was hella tripping on that. Just because he's a more, like, up-and-coming cat in Don't Flop. Not to mention, I thought he, like, kind of helped her kind of run the show, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of a trip. Helped her and Kruger.
Yeah, I thought Bam, like, on the Dirtbag Dan show, I think somebody was talking about it, like, saying that they tried to get a hold of her, like, so many times, and it didn't happen, that they ended up, like, setting everything up through Bamalam. I forget what the situation was, but I definitely had the impression that Bamalam, like, helped run shit over there.
Bamalam's cool as fuck, too. He, like, was the first dude from out there to, like, hit me and apologize just when the bullshit with customs happened and I got back to Cali. He, like, hit me up and was just like, yo, man, like, I understand you're pissed. I just want to let you know. And I was like, yo, I know it's not your fault, anything like that. Like, I just wish the situation was different and I would have made it through and whatnot. And he was definitely hella stand up and straightforward about it. I was like, yo, no sweat. We're good.
So, like, did you ever hear straight from her about that whole deal?
Oh, no, I still haven't heard shit from her.
Jesus, man. So like, I mean, did you? So Bamalam was pretty much the only person that you, like, heard from that whole time?
Sam Graphics hit me up too and like apologized. And Liam, I'm sure me and Liam, like, chop it up on Twitter every now and then, and we're always joking about a rematch battle and shit. So he hit me up and definitely said the same. The only person who hasn't really said anything to me has been her. And fucking whatever. I don't expect him to.
I mean, you obviously know her for a minute, like, with the WRCs and shit. Like, I mean.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I mean, have you been, like, cool with him? Like, I mean, I get along with pretty much everybody on the scene. Like, there's no one that I don't, like, that I'm, like, at odds with or anything like that, especially with people who run the league. Like, I'm super easygoing. I'm hella, like, not tripping on fucking asking for incredible sums of money and shit like that. Like, I'm pretty much like, yo, if you have a dope matchup to offer, let's discuss it. Let's figure out when and where, and we'll go from there. Hella easygoing, and it's always been like that with me and her. Everything's always been cool. I don't know, for whatever. I mean, I know that when the event itself was happening, when I couldn't get through, he was clearly preoccupied with 100 different things.
because that's what throwing an event entails. But he easily at any point, even since I had gotten back, could have just hit me and been like, yo, man, sorry for, like, giving customs the wrong info. You know what I'm saying? Fucking, I mean, shit happens. It's not like I was going to be like, you piece of shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wasn't going to go off on him. It was honestly, what I think happened was, because we told him, or we obviously agreed to say that I was going to be there for a friend's birthday. And then when Customs calls him and it's just like, okay, I just want to ask you a few questions, and they ask what his birthday is, it just naturally comes to mind his actual birthday. So he said it without thinking, you know, because he was fucking preoccupied with 1,000 things. It's, like, super understandable, because even when the Customs agent came back and told me that, I just kind of laughed to myself like, oh, damn, he just wasn't even thinking. That's you know? But he could have at least said something. Like, I don't care that he didn't. I don't have this, like, fucking inner hatred and ongoing beef with the kid. It's unfortunate that I probably, like, won't be able to go back out there to battle just because of the customs hassle, though.
Yeah.
Like, being denied entry twice into a country, anytime I'm going to go back, the best case scenario for me is I'm going to get interrogated for, like, 5 hours and possibly let through. And that's just way too dicey for a fucking 11-hour flight, you know?
Yeah, I hear that shit, man. I've only been over there once. I went to Scotland. This isn't my girl shit when she was college over there. But, like, I can't even imagine just for, like, the 7-hour flight, like, getting there and having to go straight back. I'm not that cool with flying, so.
It was and I remember this time when they rejected me. Like, the lady told me, like, okay, you're going to be on a flight out of here in an hour and 15 minutes. Like, someone will come down and walk you to your gate. And I was like, all right, word. And then Daylight was in the same, like, interrogation area, but he was still waiting to talk to his agent about what his status was. And I was just thinking, fuck, this girl just told me my flight's in an hour and 15. They haven't even talked a day. I felt horrible for him. I'm just like, he's going to have to sit here for 24 hours. And because of that, they're going to take him to an actual cell, which is what they ended up fucking doing. But, of course, I wasn't about to be like, yo, man, you're about to get locked up for the night. I was just like, fuck, I hope you get on my plane.
Damn, dude, that's fucked, dude. We
heard about his shit. I was tripping. I was just like, damn, poor fucking dude.
Yeah. We got a few more questions off RMBVA, actually, if you want to take. The homie Emery's asking this. He's actually a really dope MC. Do you think you beat DNA?
Yes,
for sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
Okay, I'll answer that for you. Yes.
I decisively beat DNA. And anybody, I don't think Emery thinks this, but anybody who does think that DNA's third round somehow, like, decided the battle for him winning, they have a very skewed judgment on what winning and losing in life is. Because as far as I'm concerned, if I were to have hypothetically gone on to get an Ivy League education and then moved on to bigger things in the world, that would be winning compared to rock hustling or whatever he was saying his outcome would have ended up. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. I mean, I
thought that whole presentation collapsed on itself, basically. Like that, I mean, I just don't see, like, you could even hear me because I was mic'd up, and I'm like, that means I win.
Yeah, I remember you being like, yeah, I win. I mean, obviously he was going for, like, the point of view, just saying, like, he's tougher than you, you know, pretty much.
Yeah, and, like, fucking, but he's made his dad more proud than I've made mine type of thing. Like, I got, the idea of the angle was better than the way he executed it, basically.
Word. Emery also wants to know what's your favorite bar you've ever said or used, or you've ever said, and then what's your favorite bar you've ever had used against you?
Wow, that's so tough. Favorite bar I've ever said. It's probably like some freestyle battle shit that no one's ever seen and no one ever will see. I've said there's so many freestyle battles that are unreleased because I like them. I guess I impress myself more with that type of shit just because of the spontaneity of it. But it was something along the lines of like you'll get your soul devoured. You look like the guy who played the role of Powder had a close encounter with a golden shower. And that was like '05 at Tourette's or some shit, which is, I guess, why I was, at least at that time, that was like...
Oh, yeah, for sure. Oh, yeah.
But probably, like, recently, probably the Erykah Badu shit that I said to DNA.
Word. What about used against you?
Fuck, there's so many. Like, almost anything Ilmac had in our battle. Pat Stays third, though, was really tight. The greasy and shiny, I could see the people behind me. That shit was really fucking tight. But I don't know, the Ilmac breakdown, that acting like a little bitch right now, just the way it was done was pretty much perfect. And that was one time where I remember someone saying a line to me and me being like, fuck, like, do I have something in my next round to, like, combat that with? Like, I was genuinely... almost panic, I guess you would say. That's like the closest I've ever felt to probably to panic in a battle.
I actually just watched that. I got that DVD that Avocado put out, man. That battle is classic as fuck, man.
That whole event was fucking incredible.
Yeah, hell yeah, dude. And also, Emery also wants to know why you have no interest in battling Fresco.
I mean, Fresco doesn't battle that often to begin with. He's never really expressed, like, an interest in battling me. Me and him are cool with each other. Like, he lived in L.A. briefly, and we got to kick it and whatnot. And, I don't know, me and Fresco hella get along and shit. He's not someone that I could see, like, maybe building up the animosity towards to battle.
Yeah.
There was talks before. There was talks before, Blackout, when they did the whole thing of not announcing battles, just announcing battlers, and your name was one of the first names announced and everything, and people kind of speculated that you would possibly be battling Iron Solomon, and obviously he's not on the card, but you had that freestyle battle, which is now debated because a lot of people saying he wasn't really freestyling. Interest in possibly battling Solomon in the near future?
I would do it if he was down. He seems to have, like, legitimately disappeared as far as, like, social media goes and shit like that. I know he's still around. I know Avo still talks to him and whatnot. They've discussed, like, probably video work and shit like that. I would definitely battle him if the opportunity presented itself. And I thought, after the Mook battle, I kind of thought that it would make sense for him to do that again. I mean, I always wanted to see him battle Ill just because it never happened. But either of us, I feel like it would sort of make sense just because I know Iron's a competitive dude and a smart dude, and I know he, like, thinks of himself highly as far as when he was, like, in prime form as a battler. And I would just be so surprised if that was the note that he wanted to end his, like, I guess, legacy, if you will. I would be surprised if that's the way, like, that was the note that he wanted to go out on as far as battling. I always thought maybe there was the chance, like, he would want to, like, maybe he sees me or Ill as beatable, or at least more beatable in his eyes, and it makes sense, like, there's the historical value to it. There's, like, the demand that I guess has been kind of going on for a few years of some kind of rematch or something. Like, the match definitely makes sense. It wouldn't be just like he's taking some random battle just to come back. It would be, he's coming back against someone who he has, whatever, prior work against.
Right. I'm with you. Is that really the note you want to end your career on? Because, in his time, he was one of the guys, and to see him go out that, it's like, wow, that's a pretty bad way to go. At his peak, he was he might have been the hardest dude to beat in battling when he was at, like, his top form. He was really fucking good when he was doing, like, the barbershop battles and shit like that. He was really fucking good. And dude, he could do everything well.
He killed it at Scribble, too. Like Solomon could killed it in all formats, you know. Like
he did.
I felt
some of his shit against Mook, honestly, wasn't even that bad. Like the writing of it wasn't that bad. He had some bad lines, yes, but he also had some good lines that he just like presented in a weird way. I thought he made weird like sing-songy delivery choices on some like almost bill collector type shit, and I just thought that was like hella out of the norm. He didn't seem comfortable.
Yeah, no, it wasn't like the Solomon I was used to seeing. He definitely it seemed like he was almost playing to more of like he knew like a lot of industry heads were gonna be there, and I felt like switched it up to be more of like, yo, this would work on a beat or some shit like that. You know, it just didn't seem normal.
He knew Diddy and Buster were gonna be watching and shit from the balcony.
Yeah, exactly. Like I would love to see Solomon come back because that's just not the way for him to go out, man. Like he was always like. I've been watching battles for like 10 plus fucking years, and he was always one of those dudes that just could always kill it, you know?
Yeah, he was a monster.
Yeah, I just watched him versus Presence in like the finals on Scribble the other day. Not the Brainstorm one. The Scribble prelims or some shit. Like it was in New York.
That shit is brutal. The shrunken pumpkin, country bumpkin shit.
Yeah, talking about like it looks like you got Mr. Dibbs' chin hair on your head. And oh man,
my god,
shit. And I like Presence a lot too. Actually, Presence is he's one of my kind of guilty pleasure favorites. Presence fucking.
Hey, straight up, I did Presence was himself. Like. He did not, like, he was not trying to be something that he wasn't at all. That dude was 100% genuine, for sure. He was like the nice guy of battle. He was like the East Coast of Rukusaki. You feel me? Like, just a nice dude.
Rukusaki, dude, huh?
Ruku is fucking, I haven't heard from him in so long. Presence was like one of those dudes that's just so like universally likable. You know what I'm saying? Just smiling, happy, like white dude. Hella plain.
What was Presence like outside of the whole battle thing? Like, because he's totally out of place in a battle.
Same dude, just a hella cool, regular white dude. Smart dude, definitely. Like. I don't know. I want to say he seemed like a well-educated dude. I know he was going to school somewhere during the WRC shit. But a hella cool, just like, I don't know, one of the like genuinely nicest people in the scene.
Interesting. I was wondering about that dude. I got a shitload of battle DVDs and a lot of his old shit on Brainstorm and Scribble.
He used to be so ill.
Dude, when the Brainstorm he won, man, that's one of my favorite DVDs to watch, man.
Yeah, he zipped up the Ilmac. I remember
that. No, he won. No, that was the one. That was the last one. The one he won.
Oh, that was the one that Iron won, huh?
Yeah, that was the Iron one. Yeah,
okay, word. And then him and Iron battled in the finals. Word.
Yeah. That was a different one. But that was, I guess it was him and Solomon in the finals though for that one, I think. Yeah. So what's can you speak on any future battles you got coming up outside of Blackout, of course, like leagues or dates, ability?
I know the Rebel wants to make something happen sometime this year, so hopefully that's some real shit. That'll be hella tight.
About time, dude. That battle's.
And I'm definitely working on hopefully making the Bender battle happen, because that's something I've wanted to do for a long time. I know he's been down for it. It's more just been about like both of our schedules permitting it. And hopefully it's going to happen like the first half of this year. That's the plan.
Hell yeah. I've been waiting for that shit too. I've been waiting for the Bender.
Yeah.
The Bender.
I like that hype just thinking about that shit. Fucking. I just know I know we could both bring the best out of each other for that battle. So that's one that I definitely want to make happen this year.
Yeah, dude, that makes sense.
You know the Rebel ain't never lost, right? So you really looking forward to battling him? Yeah.
The Rebel, yeah, I am, because he's never lost. That's a challenge in itself.
There you go. That's a good attitude to have about it.
The Rebel ain't never lost.
Are you gonna go for the chain again, so you can be 2-time chain, 2-time Scribble, 2-time WRC, and Tourette's?
It really, I don't know. Like, I don't care to beat Pat or Disaster again. But if whatever, we'll see whatever happens. Like maybe a few steps down the line, because it seems like no one really holds the chain for a crazy amount of time. Pat seems like he's in the best position to hold on to it for a while, especially because like the love that he gets up there is the most ridiculous shit I've ever seen. Like, I've never heard a reaction crazier than just when he battled Arcane and asked the crowd to make some noise. Like, that shit was deafening in the building. I've never seen a battler generate a reaction like that from, like, asking the crowd to respond. It was fucking insane. So he's going to be really tough to beat up there, no matter who he battles. I don't know. I guess Ron Terry is the same amount of, like, hype in Toronto, though, so I guess he would at least have a chance. He's definitely looked at. It would be a hero-bad guy situation if they battled for the title eventually.
Yeah, oh, yeah, for sure. Well, I mean, Pat Stay he dwarfs, like, everybody around him. He just looks like a giant.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, he's a fucking giant. The fool is like, he's like John Cena size, like real shit. The dude is built like a fucking wrestler. He's like 6'4", probably 250-ish, something like that. And the crazy thing is, he's the little one of like his siblings and shit. His big brother Peter is a fucking giant. Scary. It's like he's a big dude. I want to say he's in the background of the Arcane battle, just one of the giant fucking goons standing behind Pat.
Yeah, he's a massive person. I always think of like how like the people in like the Lord of the Rings movies look like the size of like hobbits and shit. Like he just doesn't even look normal. Like he's just a massive human being.
Yeah, even Head Ice was tripping. That shows you how swole Pat is. Ice was like, yo, I don't know what the fuck's going on with this.
Surge T wants to know, would you still battle Marv?
Maybe. The only way I think we would do it is in the thought of a 2-on-2 if it made sense against him and Quest. Him and Quest be looking like Big T in that Real Deal battle. I was about to say him and Big T. That would realistically probably be like the best chance at me and Marv ever happening would just be a 2-on-2. Because I heard they whatever called us out in their England battle anyways. So.
Oh yeah, I gotta ask you one thing about a 2-on-2. You and Ilmac versus Shuffle T and Marlowe. What's up with that?
Yeah, that's like one of the big things that like one of the major reasons that it sucks that I deal with such bullshit with customs, because that battle should definitely happen. Obviously, out there, it would be fucking insane. We would, like, make people's heads explode. All of us would, for sure, because those dudes are, like, the certified truth as far as the team goes. And even individually. I think they're really dope individually. But they work fucking flawlessly as a team. And it would definitely be something dope to happen. It would just probably be hard to make happen. Like, they would probably have to be willing to travel. And I don't know if they did, if it would generate the same amount of hype, at least live. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly. Like if the American crowd or Canadian crowd match.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's kind of got.
The UK crowd loves 2-on-2s generally, and they love them some Shuffle T and Marlowe, and I know they would be stoked to see me and Ilmac battle any team out there for sure, just because of the history. It definitely, that setting for sure makes the most sense. It's just there's fucking so many issues that come along with it. It sucks.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, obviously, I hope the Shuffle T Marlowe battle goes down, but I think you and Ilmac need to get back together for at least one more battle, just because I feel like the lasting memory of you two is that terrible jerking in the 2-on-2, in the 2-on-2 finals. And we talked about Solomon going out one way. I don't want the Saurus and Ilmac to go out like that, even though your performance was great. It's just, that judging.
Even the
terrible.
performance, even our performance wasn't like our standard, especially for a championship. We should have been. It was definitely our fault for close enough in the judges' minds because of us being a little sloppier than we should have been. But we definitely still got jerked. And I would definitely like to end the 2-on-2 shit on a much higher note than that. That's why I would think Marvin Quest maybe, or Shuffle T and like those two probably make the most sense.
Right. We actually only have about 2 minutes left. This is our first time we've gone over in the hour and a half format. So I'm gonna let you go ahead and plug everything you got coming up, man. Plug anything, shout out anybody.
Just be ready for the No Gamble, No Future album coming this spring. Another EP produced by Chase Moore, Team Legendary. Of course, that's the homie, and his production is ridiculous. You can always holler at him if you want to step your production up as a rapper. It is very key for you to sound and present yourself professionally. His production enables you to do that because the dude is an absolute monster, and so is the team that he works with. Go to legendaryclothingcompany.com. We're line coming out super fucking soon. Watch out. Order Blackout, KOTDTV.com. Definitely cop that pay-per-view. It's going to be the craziest fucking event ever. I don't even know the entire lineup. Like, that's how well it's been kept under wraps. But from what I do know of it, like, the shit is going to make heads explode. So definitely support that shit and look forward to me starting off the new year on a very fucking high note. Me on the show. Good looking out.